Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Greenlight. Summertime is supposed to be an opportunity to slow down, but sometimes you can't help but notice that actually time is moving fast. Your kids are starting a new grade soon, maybe even a new school. They're older, a little taller, maybe a little wiser. To help continue learning and build independence over the summer and stay connected as they start spending more time out of the house, I recommend Greenlight. Greenlight is a debit card and money app for families where parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and money habits while kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Then there's Greenlight's Infinity Plan, which includes all the financial literacy education that makes Greenlight a valuable resource for millions of parents and kids, plus built-in safety to give you peace of mind. With Greenlight Infinity, teens can check in without needing to actually check in thanks to family location sharing. They can also call for help when they need it with SOS alerts that can connect them to family members, 911, or both. There's a feature that can detect car crashes. I mean, no matter what features make the most sense for your household, Greenlight is easy. I recommend it. I have used Greenlight for years. I was using it before they were even a sponsor on this podcast. Sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free when you go to greenlight.com/ballers. That's greenlight.com/ballers to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/ballers.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Squeak dom dum dom ding dong ba dingity boom boom.
You did it! Oh my goodness, the courage of this man.
Dude,
yes!
I was full eyes closed just vibing.
Oh.
And then you opened your
And
eyes.
I opened to a lovely surprise.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
The people are going to be so excited to see the new you.
I don't. It just felt like the right time. People have asked to see the broken tooth, and I had the scat, and this cross promotion.
That's one way to make the scat not scary. You know what I mean? Like who
distract from it.
Who cares what comes out of your mouth? Because at that point, it's more about what's missing from your mouth. And so,
like, I didn't hear the scat.
No, I just heard my giggles.
For those that are just Spitballer fans, maybe you don't follow the fantasy footballers. I knocked a tooth out of my mouth, and I've been hiding it from the public.
Doing like stuff.
Karate.
Like,
it was karate.
Yeah.
On a motorcycle.
I was
karate with a jump on a motorcycle.
I drove by an alleyway and I saw a woman getting her purse.
Fire.
Her purse was being
Oh, you're a hero.
robbed, and I leapt off the motorcycle, left
Tooth first.
it running.
Hit him right with the front right tooth.
Yeah, well, that's where he got me. I got him with the rest.
Okay.
The rest of it, I got him with the karate moves, and then he got me in the tooth, and then I was like,
Did she get her purse?
no.
Oh, man.
No.
That was my prize.
I took the purse.
Imagine if you could be that accurate with a strike, because the rest of
to de-tooth somebody?
There's no bruising on your mouth. Like, your lips are fine. Usually, if it's a punch,
It's makeup.
there's other residual
No, there's
damage.
tons of bruising.
I would
And
think
you
that's
just came in with
gotta
a
be
and got one tooth.
that's got to be like a one-finger punch. You know what I mean? But that's dangerous for your digits. But you know,
Yeah,
dangerous
so
for
look,
teeth.
I'm working. The tooth is a work in progress, so I'm gonna get a new one. Just haven't found
Someday.
the right donor. And well, I'm still, if you got one,
Now-
that's nice. I might be interested.
Did you put it immediately on ice?
I do have the tooth.
Because aren't you?
I had to
like,
keep it.
Aren't you supposed to do that?
with teeth?
Not with a tooth.
No, I think
with
that's
like
if
an
you're-
organ. or
Yeah, if
something.
No,
you're-
I know that, but
Or
I
a
thought
finger.
or
Yeah.
something.
Okay,
I have the tooth
so
because
not also your tooth.
when I try to buy a new one from somebody, I need it to match. So I had to keep the original.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, Papa Josh is saying put it in milk. I knew there was something floating around
Just 'cause
about.
Papa Josh said it doesn't make
No,
it
no,
right.
I'm
Ain't
not.
that the truth?
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that
tooth,
in the
sorry.
back of my head there was some protocol that is back there. So
tooth milk protocol.
It's the calcium.
Yeah,
of the
that's
milk
probably what it is.
keeps it safe.
Somebody wanted somebody to do that a long time ago, and then we did it for hundreds of years.
But I
I'm
feel
looking
like
into this.
don't teeth like hold up? Like, I mean, when you lose your tooth and put it under the pillow for the tooth fairy, you can look at your children's teeth like a decade later.
You can have like a necklace of like alligator teeth. They didn't disintegrate.
Yeah,
And then like
I don't
it's
put
just,
that in milk.
like if you exhume someone, they're just bones and teeth.
Yeah, I don't think you need to milk this tooth.
I think we have figured this out.
Would you rather? That's a great question, and we are drafting places to go if you want to get sick.
I've got a handful of those.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. At Spitballers Pod on Twitter, if you want to check it out over there. Spitballerspod.com is the website. Thank you for telling your friends and family about this show, and but not this specific show. Don't tell them about
This
episode.
294. It's going to be a hit.
The tooth episode. Yes. Let's begin.
Would you rather?
Lars from X says, would you rather only drink still unflavored water or never be able to drink?
I mean, right? Are we just for clarity? This is just all.
Dude, I was running it through my brain, and I'm like, I'm missing something.
It's just
because
water.
this is very specific to describe a water.
Well, the opposite would be like moving flavored water, right?
Right, like sparkling.
Which is, or never be able to drink. Wait.
Or never be able to drink still water. What is this question,
Would you rather
Al?
only drink still
Al
water
missed lunch putting
or-
together this doc.
or never be able to drink still water?
Oh, man, that's going to be real tough. That's going to be really tough to answer. So let's think about this. Would you rather only drink still,
Right.
unflavored water, or never be able to drink still water?
Oh, wait, okay. Oh, no.
Mike's getting there.
We made
I'm
it
letting
there.
you work through this.
We made it there, everybody.
So this is basically, would you rather have to always drink carbonated water or always drink still water?
Or just, no, it's just drink
Drink whatever you want.
water
only
or
still
drink
unflavored
anything
water.
else.
From now on, write them like you
But if
explain them later.
But if you drink whatever you want, then you can't drink just plain water. You can't go to a drinking fountain
That's
and get
fine.
a drink.
That one.
Gotcha. Oh, see, I'm
But no, I'm reading this as like it's you get only water, plain water, or it's like milk and sodas.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
That
right.
is what it is.
Anything,
That's what he just said.
anything else.
All right.
But
we're
if
all
you-
on the same page
But if
now.
you
We
choose,
made it.
If you choose the everything else, then you cannot have regular water again.
That's
need it.
fine. We're all fine without it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like 90% of what I drink is
just plain water.
What are you, a
just
fish?
plain water.
Boring.
I can't stand the carbonated water.
You don't like coffee?
that?
You don't like milk?
I like
you don't
coffee.
like soda?
I
you
like
don't like
milk.
juice?
Gatorade?
I like juice. I like all that stuff. But still, if you just put them all together, 90% of total volume is just water. That's. I mean,
You mean
this-
in those things?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
which-
not
no,
as
that-
the main ingredient in those things. I'm saying if you take all the liquid that I drink, 90% of that is just the plain, still unflavored water.
That's abnormal.
You
for,
think so?
For a lot of people, yeah.
But definitely in this office. I don't know how y'all don't just go around burping, but this place drinks more sparkling water than any. I mean, I have to imagine than most places. It's like everyone here is addicted to sparkling water.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
It's
great.
awful. What?
Actually,
hate
I remember.
sparkling.
It's awful.
I remember the. You don't like it?
No, I don't.
Well, okay. Like
Wait,
I said,
what?
I didn't know this. First of
You
all, I
don't
thought
like-
you were on board for what we order in the office. So I'm sorry that we aren't. Now, is your water very still and unflavored? And you,
Yes,
That's
today
all you
though.
drink?
Today is hot, still unflavored.
according
water.
to Matt, who orders our food, he says he has to order 5 cases of LaCroix a week.
Well, there's where our money's going.
that's
Figured
the
it
point.
out.
You know how cheap regular water is?
Pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Are you
Except for
wait,
you.
Are you coming out of the tap? Don't pretend
You're
like
not
you're
coming out of the tap. You made us. You
I'm
made
going
us,
Mountain Spring, baby.
You made us order like alkaline water.
Yeah, I am a pretty big water snob, but I still don't. Yeah, mine's probably way more expensive than yours. My Mountain Valley Spring glass bottled water.
Ours is sewer
you
reclaimed water.
drink-
They just put some bubbles in it.
You guys drink energy drinks. I never drink an energy drink. So that's part of your diet.
Yeah, that is.
I can't imagine taking the water-only approach on this one.
But imagine the health benefits.
It would be, that'd be really
Because I'm
pretty good.
sure that in all your sparkling waters that have the light flavors, y'all drinking metal.
Does he get to have cereal
probably.
with milk in this hypothesis?
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
hypothetical?
he just can't drink it at the end.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's harsh.
Oh, you have to use
It's harsh, but
he'll
fair.
have to use a big spoon for once.
No, I think he has to use a fork.
No,
You
I can-
may
I can
douse.
I can eat the milk.
You
I
may
can't
douse
drink
the
milk.
cereal in the milk. That's fine, but you don't get little sips of it. That's drinking.
Oh, that is drinking.
That's not
Yeah, it's
drinking.
drinking.
No, I'm eating. If I'm taking a bite of cereal,
That means
you
that
don't say I'm drinking
you
that milk.
cannot take. You have to have a certain proportion of cereal on the spoon.
Yeah, that's fair because I would
Yeah.
try to loophole
You would
this.
try to loophole it.
I would get
You would
one
get
little
one
Cheerio
and try to drink the
and a
milk.
big old spoon.
Yeah, you would. Try to get the most absorbent cereals.
Man, there's a lot of other drinks besides water.
Yeah.
The more I think about it,
Yeah, are you sure you want to be on the still water side?
but
Boring go?
but what happens to your health if you literally can never drink
Nothing.
regular water? again?
Nothing. I don't drink water.
Okay, so
And I'm fine. But your teeth fall out.
who knew there was so much calcium in water?
Oh, man.
Okay, I guess we're all taking the.
Al, you said that too. I didn't even see that.
Uh,
Oh, my gosh.
all right, I guess I'll go with you guys. I'll drink all the other stuff.
We're not trying to bully
Yeah,
you
come
into
on,
it,
man.
No,
If
but
you want to lead the water brigade, you can.
You know what? This feels like the CD Lamb Jalen Waddle. I'm sticking to my
All
guns.
right, you do it.
I'm taking my Mountain Spring
All right.
still water.
All right, still water.
Yeah.
Mike, I
Delicious.
guess you're with me, right?
Yes. You're trying to take away my morning coffee?
No, that is
Just put me in the ground, brother.
very hydrating, by the way. That's an
Coffee?
old wives' tale that it's not hydrating.
I've
Because
heard-
the majority of your coffee is actually water.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, it makes you
I
go
thought it was
pee.
I thought it was the caffeine.
Yeah.
No,
caffeine.
it does not dehydrate you. Water.
So, let me
coffee does not dehydrate you. You pee a bunch afterwards because you just drank multiple glasses of water.
Okay, so Coca-Cola.
It hydrates.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to need that.
I'm not
since
saying
I can't
as
have
well as
still
other
water.
stuff.
I
but
also have heard from
milk hydrates
a
very well.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's father. I don't know if you saw this clip.
Yes, we were
but
talking about it today.
Superstar NFL wide receiver whose father, correct me if I'm wrong, who's
Mr. Universe 2 times.
Mr. Universe 2 times in a row?
2 times in a
no,
row.
Just
it was
2
in a
times?
row?
I don't know.
Mr. World 3 times.
You know what? I don't even care if it's in a row. 2 time, and this guy is on here trying to tell his superstar NFL son that at halftime he should drink a Coca-Cola.
He
Not
said-
Gatorade,
yeah.
Coke.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm telling you. And so,
And then they're like, you think I'm crazy? Try it.
yeah.
He's like, next time you're not feeling great, drink a Coca-Cola. See how you feel.
So this guy, I'm back in.
You're back in on
Oh, yeah.
Coca-Cola.
It's
All
good
right.
enough for him.
Mike from Patreon writes in, would you rather live in a world that had that never discovered fire? Seems like a problem. Or a world that never discovered the wheel?
Seems like a much bigger problem.
So we just like
Mm.
rolling
We-
around on
Nah,
triangles.
man. Nah.
Yeah, we can skip. I mean, here's the deal.
Wait. Are you on? You're on the team wheel?
I'm on the team wheel. I'm
Oh
on the,
my gosh.
Look,
Goodbye
fire-
combustion.
yeah, I don't drive a combustion engine.
What's the wheel for?
The motor?
Where does the metal come from that you build your all of your like energy batteries?
Are you telling me they need fire to make metal? Are you?
I thought you knew everything
Wait a
about
minute!
metal.
Wait a minute! You're a fraud!
No,
You've been exposed!
No. Hold on. This isn't just. This
Wait,
is.
where are they getting the metal from? The metal tree?
They're getting it from the earth.
Ladies and
They're
gentlemen,
mining the metal.
the mask has been removed. He doesn't know everything about metal.
I know all the things that are made out of metal, Mike.
That's true.
Oh,
That's what I know.
He doesn't know how.
I don't know
you get
how
it.
they're made. I know what they're made of.
Okay.
That-
Metal. Come on.
I mean, the wheel. I'm not saying it's not important, but I mean, we'd be all driving around right now. We'd be in like tank vehicles.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can still have
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
tread, right?
You can have a tread. That ain't. I mean, I
On
guess
an-
there's some wheels at the front and back of that.
Yeah, how do you think the tread moves over? They're going through wheels.
Don't try to act like you know what you're talking about now.
I think we could put triangles in there and
But
make
like-
it happen.
Obviously, if
Maybe
we
some
never,
squares.
You need fire, brother.
if we never found fire, maybe we're all dead. Okay, that's that. If
I think it's more likely that humans would not have made it if we didn't find fire.
For sure.
But then the advancement of civilization's more to the wheel.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think.
Because if we survived past fire, then we can heat our homes. We can heat our electric stove and cook, and we could do everything without fire nowadays. But
How are you providing the energy to light your home?
nuclear energy,
Water.
wind,
I feel like fire is
solar.
okay.
There's a few
Yeah.
just fire. Fire is energy.
But that was a part of our industrial progress.
Right, but
Like
I'm saying if
went
we made
through
it
coal
past
and we
that,
went through.
Every town just has a 50-acre fire
Just
running at
burning.
all times.
we're powering the town with this giant bonfire. I mean, that was.
You can't progress to those other things without the fire stage.
Yes, I agree.
That's
with
all I'm
that.
saying.
I mean, I will. It's an interesting question because if you're saying would you rather live in a world that never discovered fire, which is how it's worded, then you're saying you're probably dead and you probably didn't progress to existence. So I would rather live in the world that had fire because I would be alive. However, if the
Yeah.
question was more like
seen
which
the
one,
If you
Jungle
turned it off today,
if you turn it off today,
I guess I can be convinced.
I would rather
You'd keep
turn
the wheel.
off the fire and keep the wheel.
Yeah, I understand that because, like you said, we've progressed now, right? We don't need to burn
We
coal
have
and
other
gas.
ways,
We can,
yeah. We have different ways of heating things.
yeah. Okay, but no. So would fire not exist at all? Like,
No,
would you-
it would exist, but we can't harness it because you can't
so
stop.
it's still burn down forests and stuff.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
the lightning
yeah.
could still set things on fire.
Okay. I don't want to.
And we would just look
I don't
in
wanna talk
awe.
about this
we,
one
we would
anymore.
just look in awe. We'd say,
Yeah,
how did that exist?
I wish we could harness that.
Yeah.
imagine.
As he's on his unicycle riding down the street, living life to the fullest. Luke from
Quattro cycle, man. I'm all about them wheels. I'm adding one more.
to be
car.
clear, one more than a unicycle is quadro.
No,
Just to be clear,
What is happening?
I was adding one to the 4-pack, but a Quattro is a 4-pack. So I was thinking, was that a
Quintro?
Yeah, a Quintro. That's what I'd be rolling down.
Luke from the website, on a long distance drive, would you rather automatically get to your destination in half time?
Okay.
Sounds great. Or whenever you see a vehicle on the road in front of you, your own vehicle automatically teleports to a safe distance in front of that car.
Interesting.
I mean,
How close do you got to get? I
Good
guess it
question.
don't matter.
They got to be in sight. That's it.
That's it?
Oh, well then
That's like transportation. I mean,
that's
that's like
instant transportation. I don't drive anywhere where I don't see cars. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, when's the last time you've been on a road and you
I'm
don't see a car ahead of you?
I'm thinking more of like when you're on the 10 going to California, you'll have some stretches where you won't see people.
A few, but
but not very long.
not very long, especially
How
when I'm
about-
zooming ahead to the next one.
yeah, you would be, even if it was like get within 100 yards, you'd be stepping on the gas full speed.
I mean, it would really
You
be
couldn't
like
get into a wreck with the person in front of you.
it would be 3 o'clock in the morning is the only time that I am driving at a normal pace when there's no cars on the road. Otherwise, this is borderline just straight teleportation.
It's hard to argue with that.
I mean, just test it out. If you're listening in your car right now, what's in front of you? Cars. I promise. I'm right. Like, take a picture. Prove me wrong. It's not going to happen. You see one.
Okay, so I mean, I don't think
Yeah, I
this
think
is
this
a
one's
strong
pretty easy.
debate. I think teleportation is our answer.
Yeah.
Yes, instant teleportation.
I don't want to get stuck in another conversation like last week with the half the money or twice the money.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, we messed that one up.
Al, should we move on or do we have time for one more?
Let's do one more.
Tara from Patreon, would you rather only need 3 hours of sleep every night to feel fully refreshed and perform optimally,
Whew.
which would be awesome,
Yeah.
or be able to maintain a healthy weight?
Wait.
Wait,
sorry.
was that a
there's-
wait? Don't finish this question or a immediate answer?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, let's hear.
Or be able to maintain a healthy weight eating anywhere from 500 to 5,000 calories a day.
Oh, brother. I mean,
Can you handle the 5K cap?
I can handle the 5K cap. Yes.
However,
What is
hold
that?
on. Oh, no, you would not get the extra time on that side of things. The 5K cap. I was just thinking if you stay up and you only need 3 hours, you're going to eat more. So in that world, you will eat more because you're up 21 of 24 hours.
So I will gain even more
Yeah,
weight
that's
with all
what that
this
would-
extra
that's
time on
what
my
it would be.
hands.
What does a 5,000 calorie day look like?
Oh.
Tuesday. That means Wednesday, Thursday. I can keep going. I can name all of them.
All the days that
all
end
the-
in Y.
I mean, here's the thing. I know this because somewhat recently I've started like tracking my food, tracking my calories. And there are so many things that are really surprising because I feel like I know what a normal meal is. You know, I know if I'm going to get the Chipotle burrito and I'm going to have it as a burrito, I'm going to add the guacamole and all that. It's going to be like a 1,200, 1,300 calorie meal. But there's a lot of hidden calories in things, especially drinks and all sorts of things where you think, oh, this looks like a healthy breakfast. This is a healthiest breakfast. And then you go and you actually track the calories and you're like, that was also over 1,000 calories for one meal. And so you're
happens
eating,
a lot with things like cereal where you get like a calorie count on 2 cups, but you have a bowl.
yeah, or go to
You know what I mean?
because
you
of
know-
that serving size nonsense.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Serving size 2 thimbles.
you go to a restaurant, almost everything in a restaurant's over 1,000 calories if they're being honest.
You know, over in Europe, they just have out on the front of the packaging, it's been mandated by the government. It's just graded like A through F on how nutritionally healthy it is for you. So you can see the food and instantly decide instead of having to read like a complicated label.
So it goes
Interesting.
like A through F,
A through F.
and then it skips to USA, and then it's like
Right,
that's
right.
This is
There's
legal.
A through F, and then there's
Dude.
USA.
But you got to smuggle
So,
that over because
we're-
that's not legal.
We're talking
No.
like the potato chips and
Yep.
or is that's an F?
I mean, it varies, but yeah. I mean, depends on the oils and the contents.
It is really funny, the insane law differences in what we're allowed to eat in the U.S.
Sure.
than most of the world. We were talking at lunch the other day about how Fruit Loops are made in America. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, they're made here. And then the rest of the world's Fruit Loops, they're also made here, but they're totally different because it's illegal.
No artificial colors.
Yeah.
They're more bland looking, so we don't buy them
Right.
because
Yeah.
we like shiny things.
I did take a look. Looked disgusting.
Yeah, I this is
Looked old and faded.
if you're up,
That's the
they look faded.
I think that was probably the problem. Is like that's old Fruit Loops.
Right, yeah.
Like if they had always looked like that, it would not be a problem.
That's true.
We've been trained to delicious processing, and it's hard to undo that.
The 5,000 calories, if you go that route, are you healthy? I know you said a healthy weight, but are you healthy?
I think so. I think for this magical question, yeah.
For this magical question, the 3 hours of sleep is so tempting
It sounded
because you wake
so
up,
great
you
at
feel
first.
refreshed. You don't get like, you know,
I can have 8 hours of sleep and feel awful, but that's probably because I'm
Normally
not
on
at a
the-
healthy weight.
normally on the 5,000 calorie days, you go to sleep and feel awful.
No, you don't have to only sleep 3 hours, right? It's just saying that if you log 3, then you're going
Have
to
you
feel
moved
refreshed.
beyond the desire to have more hours in your day, Mike?
Oh, it's just if you're
I mean,
honestly,
because for like 20 years we're like, oh man, I wish I could stay up like I used to. Now are you just totally content not staying up?
not at all. I'm not every single day am I going to want to have 21 hours where I'm awake.
I did wonder if there were like mental ramifications of that, but I'm trusting that there aren't because you feel so refreshed. Like you're jamming 8 to 10 hours
Right.
of sleep into 3 hours. You wake up refreshed. So like, I don't know, you go to bed at like 2 a.m, wake up at 5. You got all that time.
You obviously, though, in this situation are going to be awake during more darkness, right? Like you're
Yes.
you're only skipping 3 hours of
That's
the
why
dark
I'm saying
every day.
can I sleep longer if I want?
Now,
Yeah, I think
Jason,
so.
there's no chance that in the 3 hours of sleep you would use the extra time for like exercise and health?
Dude, let me tell you this. I've tried for long periods of time the exercise and 2,000 calorie diet, and I can't maintain a healthy weight. So yeah, no chance. Give me sub 5,000 healthy weight.
That's so tempting. 5,000 calories means big time snacks while I'm watching that TV at night.
Yeah, you want to say hello to ice cream again, Andy?
Oh, I do.
yeah,
I
baby.
do. Mike, what are you going with? You can play video games again with this 3 hours of sleep.
That is very. There's a lot of things you could do. But 5,000?
Matt's saying if you get the 5,000 calories, you could finally have one crumble cookie.
I don't. If you can borrow from the next day,
Yeah, one crumble.
I guess I'm taking the calories.
Man, would it be one of those things where if you take this deal and you ever accidentally hit
Go over.
5,001, it just
You balloon.
Instantly?
it poofs. And you're like
Like Nutty Professor?
the paranoia that you would
All
have.
your overages they instantly
they're all
hit.
stored up, and then it all
I
comes.
think you just explode.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back with That's a Great Question.
The layering days are over, and it is time to beat the heat with the perfect fit. You want to look good this summer? You want a custom, tailored, perfectly form-fitting suit? I mean, look, if you're in great shape, you need that tailored suit. If you're in my shape, you need a tailored suit. Tailored suits are unbelievable. They fit you perfectly. That is the style that I am drawn to. I can't stand looking at a bunchy suit with the shoulders going up. And personally, I have 2 Indochino suits. I'm telling you, personal endorsement, they are wonderful. The process is easy. You can go into one of their showrooms. You can measure yourself online. I've done both directions, and I ended up with a perfect suit. I look so good in this thing, and honestly, I don't think I look perfect in most things, but I look perfect in a custom form-fitting Indochino suit. You can find your summer style, whether it's timeless and classic or bold and eye-catching. They have an entire line of menswear and womenswear made to fit you. Every suit is made to the exact measurements. You customize every detail. Customize your summer style with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use the code BALLERS to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with the code BALLERS.
That's a great question.
All right, Cartman from Patreon writes in and says, who would win in a fight between the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Oh, baby.
So
This is the most wildly ironic question ever because I typed both of those into the Google Trends this morning to try to pinpoint when the peak of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers was.
when was the Power Ranger one?
It was a little bit later.
Yeah,
Than the
that's what I
Turtles?
thought.
I think it was 96 for Turtles, believe it or not, which seems
Really?
late. Which seems late.
That was the peak?
It was
Wow.
the peak for them being included in the vernacular of society.
So I think you got to have some ground rules here first. No Megazord.
Mm.
You get like that's
Okay, that's fine because that was all. That was
So
the
they
answer.
can't,
there's
they
no
can't
fight.
combine them. They
no.
can't do the normal stuff.
Well,
Is that
no,
what you're saying?
no. The Power Rangers are
Sounds
excellent.
like what he's saying.
No, they are excellent hand-to-hand combat warriors. I'm just saying.
Wait, they don't even have the regular Zords?
How are they? How are the Turtles competing at all? This is the nonsense like Superman versus Batman. Like, okay, if we really allow Superman to use all of his powers to the fullest, Batman stands a 0.0% chance. So,
Do you know the lore of these two universes? Like, have the Turtles ever really been hurt?
dude, the Turtles are. Do you not know the Last Ronin?
I know nothing.
So the Last
I don't
Ronin.
even know what you said.
The Last Ronin is a story. I think it's getting turned into a movie right now, but there's only one left.
They died?
3 of the brothers got taken out.
Whoa.
By
Which one lived?
I think it's Raph.
Spoiler. Walked right into that one, Mike.
What? that is a really funny idea, like spoiler trap,
Yes.
and then just shame people.
Yes.
Do you hear this guy? He
He
just
just-
told us what happened at
What
the end of
happened
the
at the
movie.
end of the 6th Harry Potter movie again?
And then just yoink. But
So you
it's-
want to take away what makes them them?
No, I'm saying that if you put them into giant vehicles, then you just have to step on the turtles and it's over
Yeah, they're making a R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles.
Whoa.
for grown-ups.
Yeah, they're like the problem is these new kids that have come along don't care about these turtles, but these old people,
That's-
we still love
they
them.
right.
still love their turtles.
Does that mean we're getting an R-rated Power Rangers in 2 years?
Mike is
Maybe.
trying to find a way that he can take the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like that's what he's doing right now because he realizes
That's what he
that
wants to do.
the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers would completely decimate the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If it was just their worlds existing,
Yes.
they would dominate them.
Why did they? But here's a
Yes.
point though.
The people with fighter jets
Yes,
will beat the people who are just running around on the ground.
with size.
And a big stick. Now the Power Rangers though, they always seemed to need the Megazord.
But
could never
started with it.
That's what I mean. They never win with the regular Zords.
Well,
they're always like, oh, let's
no.
do it. And then they're like,
No, they are. They're always winning the fight against that week's big bad. But then Rita, I think that was her name, she
Yeah.
throws her staff down, and then the monster grows 20x in size. So that's when they have to call out. If they would have just called the Zords out at the beginning.
But that's what I'm saying. If they called the Zords out at the beginning, there's no like
Andy
struggle. They just stomp them.
It's the Superman versus Batman. Yes.
So why didn't they start with that?
nobody ever starts with the best.
Because the episode would be 2 seconds long.
That's the
they
problem.
needed to make it 30 minutes. Okay.
So
And
what
they
is your
just-
vote then? The Power Rangers?
No, I'm taking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. They're awesome. Power Rangers were for nerds. No way. Wouldn't be caught dead taking the Power Rangers.
Did you not have
They
Power
were
Rangers?
a little bit below
Yeah.
our age group.
Yeah, it was liking the Power Rangers was a little shameful.
Yes. Yeah, it
Because
was.
we were just a year, and I'm older than you.
No, I was right on the cusp, brother.
I was out. I was one leg out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
obviously, by my take, I was both legs out. I was like,
Yeah.
that's for
Well, you missed
That's
out.
for babies.
that's for little kid nerds.
So we're all taking the turtles
Yeah.
for shame. Gabby from the website, theoretically, if one were to think of the absolute perfect name for a new pet, but then that pet
What?
tragically passes away after a week,
What is this question?
what when I get a replacement, can I name it the same pet name? Is that the question? Did I get that right out?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you name your pet. The pet has a tragic accident.
Okay.
You get a new pet. But you like the name.
We were pretty
so
close.
much.
My family was pretty close to this situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because we got a pet. My wife had begged and begged and begged for a dog. We bought an Italian Greyhound when we were first married. We named it Marley.
Okay.
It was amazing. It was an amazing, amazing dog. We brought it home. I went to the bathroom. While I'm going to the bathroom, I hear a yelp. Within an hour of being home, this dog broke its leg. We don't know how.
Been there.
We don't know. Yeah, that happened to
That
you.
did
My
happen to me.
gosh. People
the
think
mo-
we are
the-
we're monsters. I don't know how it happened. I think he jumped off the couch or something. We were newlyweds. We had no money. This dog needed thousands of dollars of surgery. So obviously we just threw it over the fence. No, that is not true at all. That was a joke. We just gave it back.
That was Plan B.
We gave it right back to the breeder that we had bought it from, and they got the surgery for the dog, but the dog was gone. Like,
Honey, they'll take them back. Get down off the ladder.
Yeah.
yeah. So like we went from like this. We had this horrible experience, and within 24 hours it was gone. Now, would I have ever named a new dog Marley? No way.
Really? Just
no way.
bad luck?
Bad luck.
Huh.
Bad mojo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like. It's not you're not the second Marley.
No, you delete the first Marley.
That never happened.
Like that
Marley?
never happened.
Would you be willing to name now? If time passed, does that make it easier?
I think so. We had a Barkley. I love how all of our animal names are just old Phoenix Suns players.
It was spelled like
I mean,
Marley.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Mine was Barkley for a reason. And Barkley was a great dog. And I don't know, isn't there
Like if
something,
you got a new dog today,
if I got a new dog after the current round of dogs I have now, I could see naming it Barkley. Like
not
is that
Barkley
an-
the second though.
No, that's an homage.
But
It's
but you had a round in between.
right. That's
it
what
wasn't,
I'm saying.
It wasn't Barkley to Barkley.
Right. I don't think you can go Barkley to Barkley.
No.
I think you got to go Barkley.
New name.
Leave time for that. For
Get
the
a little dog, hate that dog, give that dog to Al,
right.
then
and,
Barkley.
and then Barkley.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
How
fine with
is
that.
Pepper doing?
She's great, man. She's such a good dog.
Oh,
She's peeing when you're not looking.
Mike, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I think we nailed it.
Sean from Patreon, if only using one stove burner, which is your go-to?
I like that it's if only. Like we aren't all just using one stove burner.
Yeah, I've never used more than one at one time.
I got my You have to have a go-to burner, right?
I've got
Chef Jason.
I've got two go-tos. It just depends on if it's a pan or a pot because my
Really?
pots are on the right, my
Okay.
pans are on the left.
Oh man,
So it's
Okay.
like I'm going for the closest, furthest out. That burner. It gives you the most
the
area.
closest.
What?
So the
furthest-
closest to you,
Just
the
say
closest-
like front left or front right.
yeah, front left and front right.
Okay.
Jason's has 9 burners, so you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, I guess on a 4-pack that of burners that doesn't really.
You have
He had
9
to say
burners?
closest
No,
to you because some are far from him. That's what that means.
No.
None. I never consider any of my burners far from me.
Well, I
Do
just
you have
mean
burners you can't reach?
they're harder to reach, but I can reach them. I'm a grown man. I was more talking left to right. Left to right, I got.
Do you have like a slide ladder, like to go to your other burners?
Oh, like one of those libraries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got uppers, lowers, backs and fronts,
Yeah, well,
lefts and rights.
It's just a board with wheels in front of the stove, and then I just use the stove
Ever
to roll.
since I had kids, I have not put a single pot on a front burner
Really?
because I have this paranoid, ever since they were little, that they could reach their hand up and pull a pot down.
Yeah.
And that's why I always use a back burner.
Wow, I'm always on the
I don't
front.
care which one.
Interesting.
Mine is. I think mine's 5. I'm trying to remember exactly, but I have one that's.
Oh, it's number 5?
Yeah, it's the middle one because it's under the microwave vents.
Oh, you want better drafting.
Yeah. So when something's smoking or steaming a little bit too
Well,
much,
makes
so
sense.
I use that one all the time. Those other ones,
Al,
they're shiny clean.
do you want to weigh in?
I'm front right all the time.
That
I
is
don't think I've ever used a back burner.
that is my default is front right. Sometimes if I'm lazy and I'm getting.
I wonder
one from
why
the other
that
side.
Is that so? The phrase, "I'm going to put something on the back burner," is that because we're like, I don't really want to think.
I'm not going to deal with it right
Yeah,
now. I'm
it's-
done cooking it and I moved it back.
I'm putting it
Yeah.
into the burner that no one wants to use.
You put it to the burner that is you're going to put it on a simmer. Like one of my back burners is a smaller burner. It's meant to be like
He has over a 40 back burner.
I've cooked this, so I'm going to move it to a back burner.
I would think that if
have
you
a
were
burner
right-handed,
just for simmering.
you bet.
Yeah,
You bet he does.
several of them.
I would
Do
think
your
that if
other burners simmer?
They do.
So
One can
he
only.
bought
why
I don't
would
know.
you need one that
Dude,
only
I didn't
sims?
make this.
he bought it from a Waffle House. It's the whole back grill. I would think that if you're right-handed, you'd want your pot to be on the front left, so that you have you can stand in the middle of the stove and stir better.
That makes
I
sense.
can
Is that
still
me as
center
a
myself
weird-
on that burner. I have
Yeah,
counter
but it's not
space to
symmetrical.
both sides.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
think
my
the
best
reason I usually
attempt.
go to the front right is because I want the handle on the right. I'm left-handed.
Yeah. See, the
You want
reason
the
that-
handle going
Thank you.
all over the counter, not taking over more burner space.
You hear
I
that,
need
Al?
all those burners.
You better start, stirring with the wrong hand.
When I start using all my burners, I'll keep the
Okay.
handle placement in
I mean,
mind.
anytime, unless you're making even if I'm making spaghetti, I use multiple burners. What are you using one burner for?
What?
I'm just saying any meal that you're cooking. If
I
you're
have,
unless you're heating up
If I have to use more than 2 burners, I am in a full panic attack.
I've never used more than one.
Don't ever do it because
I find it hard to keep up with one.
it is terrifying when
Mike thinks he's a full-on chef. He's just got the 2.
well, it's like when sometimes you're trying to do a meal and there's just so many different parts and you're just running around like a crazy person and then everything is on fire.
Vicky from X says, how long do you have to wait before you stop letting people walk in front of you, in front of your car in a busy parking lot? So we've all done it. We pull up. Let's say you go through that front area at a Target or a Walmart.
Oh,
or something.
Target is
why is Target so much worse than all the other places?
because it's popular.
Yeah, that's all it is.
no. More people
love-
go to Walmart.
Yeah, there's
than
2
Target.
entrances. There's not 2 entrances at Target.
Is that what
That's
it is?
what it
They're
is.
building it wrong.
They need multiple entrances to help mitigate.
I feel like there's always a stream of people.
Every
You
once in
can't
a while-
cross in front of a Target.
Yeah, you make the decision. Sometimes I go into a parking lot that has a Target, and I'm like, I need to go to that other store down the way.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
You're going to the back.
do I
Oh.
go up front and
No.
try to go by the front?
No way.
It's a gamble. It's like I could get there so much faster if I get insanely lucky.
Nobody in that line of people that have to cross knows about the people before them.
Right.
So they all feel like they're the first ones that
Yeah.
deserve to not be run over.
But in truth, the question is talking about you're the driver. How long do you wait before you stop letting people walk? The answer is forever, buddy.
You can try to creep,
Yeah, you have.
but it's tough.
Well, you got to do the creep where you then look up like, oh, I didn't see you, and you do the wave, and then they go on, and you go, oh, yes, sir, and then you drive.
Could you hold a stop sign on a stick out the window? And like eventually you're like, and yeah, it's my turn.
Which we try to use this podcast for positive social movement.
Yeah.
And look, if you this is my philosophy. If I come out of a store and there's a car pulling up, 100% of the time, if I will wave.
Oh, do you wave the car?
I will wave that car through because it is a simple matter of efficiency. How long do I wait for that car to drive by?
Mm-hmm.
Half a second, maybe a full second. How long to wait for me to walk past them? And that's assuming I give them the courtesy of I'm going to actually move at not a slow walking speed. It's way longer. Just let the car go.
What if the double wave happens?
I love
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean you'll have to figure that out, Mike. I love what you're saying here. Practicality and logic have to come into play. But I'm going to add one more wrinkle to that. Okay, so obviously the car should go first. It's just more efficient.
Yeah.
You need to flip that on its head in bad weather, people. In Arizona, it is so hot in the summer. That person walking, I'm in air conditioning. You go get to that car.
Okay.
I will wait.
Okay.
If you're in
rain,
if you're in
sleet,
Detroit
snow.
and it's snowing and your car's nice and toasty, come on, get that guy to his car.
I can add that in.
A weather clause.
Yeah, a weather clause. Otherwise, yeah. And then if the person if there's a big stream of people and they are walking, you are not allowed to say time's up.
I do feel like a pet peeve is, in general, I'm going to wave you wave to the pedestrian. But sometimes pedestrians will walk in a manner that makes me think that they think that a car would not hurt them.
Right.
Because they're going at a speed and pace and not acknowledging the imminent death that I could bring them.
Yeah.
When you don't acknowledge a car, it's so rude.
Yes.
When I'm the driver and I'm like, they're just not even looking, and they're just.
You know what that one is? That one is that's when you're driving down the aisle to park, and the people go into their car are walking in the dead center
with their cart
with the cart in the dead center of the aisle, and you're behind them, and they don't pay attention.
It's foul.
I think you are, and I'm not sure about this, but I think you can hit them a little bit.
You can give them a little tap?
I think you can give them a tap.
Just like a little flat tire on the but it's so long as you say flat tire.
Yeah, you have to scream it out the window.
Yeah, gotcha.
Those people are like, I want to throw something at them.
Yeah, the walking in the middle of a street is so as is like when things are busier, the driving in the middle of the street. Because you like when you pull up and you're like, I have to turn left. I can't because this car is just in the middle of the road, so you have to wave that car on.
If you let me go in front of you, your car, and you're waving me in front of you, I've made this promise my entire life. I get into a light jog.
Oh, for sure.
I will light unless I'm with a kid that I need to usher. I will light jog for you.
Yeah,
that's my level of respect for you.
Courtesy.
Yeah. Now I won't sprint anymore, but I'll light jog.
You can't sprint.
No.
A sprint would be highly suspicious.
You go
like you just walked out of Target and you take off running.
That would be really
I'm
funny.
being respectful.
All right. It is time to draft after this quick break.
The Spitballers Draft.
Well, today's draft is places to go if you want to get sick. So there are places that you go to that are we are recording this show a few years after the COVID pandemic, and everyone became acutely aware of how germs spread for the first time in their lives. And there are places that you're like taking a chance a little bit, that you think about it in the back of your head. So the worst places to go if you want to get sick, I am thrilled to have the number one.
Really? I feel like I think there's like two really strong picks.
Well,
I agree.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for me, this is the clear 101. it seems like you're about 50-50 right now.
Mhm.
But it's the airplane
Well,
airport.
100% it's the airport.
Yeah, I mean, the airport is people will not disrupt their travel plans. Jason, you just went on a trip. You said the woman was dying beside
So
you.
this was insane. I just came back. We were in this airport. It's a busy airport because they all are. And there is a lady in a striped sweater. We'll call her the lady in the striped sweater. She's
Why would you call her that?
she's wearing a striped sweater.
Okay, all right.
But just, just for anonymity's sake here. And she's coughing and hacking so much that me and my family decide to change which side of the airport we're standing on. Okay, I'm not a germaphobe.
No, you're not.
I'm
You're not.
I'm one who
You
doesn't
normally don't
care.
think about it.
I don't think about it, but this lady was dying. And the thing is it wasn't like, oh, she had something in her throat, it was 2 or 3 coughs, whatever.
Does she have a mask?
No.
Okay, sorry.
No.
She had
What-
a
what
striped
was-
sweater.
What was the the coughing situation? Was it into an elbow?
Oh,
into
no.
Right
No.
into hand?
No. I'm
Oh,
not making this
yeah.
up. I'm not making this up. Straight out.
Come on.
I
Come
promise
on.
you.
Come
I
on.
couldn't- Now, she was facing a wall, okay? I think that
So
was
it
her
can bounce
protection.
everywhere?
I think that was her protection for people. She was like over by a store facing a wall just coughing at it. And I think maybe she covered 1 or 2 of 7,000. It lasted so long. I mean, we were there way before we needed our airplane. So then she leaves. She goes to the bathroom somewhere else. Our gate's down the other side. We go, 2 gates down. We load up. We get in. I've got 1 seat next to me. 1. There's 1 seat in the world. And who comes in?
Oh, the lady in
But
the
the
striped
lady in the
sweater.
striped sweater and plops right down next to me. And right behind me was my family. And I was like shot back because we were all they knew it. They saw it. And it was like, oh my gosh.
What are the odds?
So yeah, that was fun. The airport. So I'm about to have all of the diseases.
Yeah, no, and you've given them to me right here before. Mike, you are up.
We will go with school.
Okay.
'Cause that is, see, I'll let it go because I wasn't sure if this needed to be a combo pick, but I'm going to say because it's school. The second that your children go to an elementary school, your house is now just infested.
Oh, for sure.
So
it spreads in cycles. I mean, I have on my list kindergarten classroom,
yes,
but that's just because that's where it begins.
right.
There are
As-
a few places that you can go to where they're going to send a note home about what's happening with sickness, and schools they'll do that.
And it's
It's
just
like we'd like you to know you're probably getting sick soon.
and you get these like I understand they need to be anonymous, but it's always just so strange. I'm like, your child may or may not have been exposed to blah blah blah, and you're like, wait, what?
What do you mean? You're not sending this home for not exposed?
It's just such a
It was the
terrible
kid
letter.
in the
They
striped sweater.
They should just send that note home every day.
They should send
Every
home,
day
right.
they should send home one saying, hey, your kid might or might not have been exposed to blah, blah, blah today, because it's true every single day.
They should name the kid.
Also, kids are filthy.
They should just be like, they should be like,
Jimmy.
Tom Thompson. He's the sick one.
Send all letters to him.
I agree that's a great pick, Mike. That is not what I thought. You said
Okay.
there were 2. I
Okay.
agreed there
Oh,
were
I'm
2.
afraid you're gonna.
And I got it. Look, I mean, you go where the sicknesses are.
Yeah,
The hospital.
I had
See?
written emergency room
Sure.
in particular.
That's in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like the hospital's dangerous.
Yeah,
I
they're-
feel like the emergency room's
They're
dangerous.
different.
Well, the hospital that I know, and by that I mean every hospital I've ever seen in my life includes an emergency room. So I will get both. It's
Okay.
inside the hospital.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's even if you don't get sick, you feel like you did. You're afraid of it.
Yes.
You're walking the halls. I don't walk most of the other places that have just a hand sanitizer on the wall and hit up 4 of them, per trip. But if I'm in a hospital, I'm like, oh, there's another one. Let me go ahead.
Hospitals are weird because that they're actively trying to keep things clean. Like they
Right.
keep it really cold. There are hand sanitizers and they clean all the time. And yet, if you go to an emergency room, all active cases of problems.
Yeah, and or like I guess I don't know if the ER doesn't split it, but I'm thinking of like when you go to the kid doctor and it's like,
Oh, in the sick room.
you're like,
yeah.
there's two different doors, and except then you open the door and you're just looking right at the person in the face. You're like, you go 5 steps that way because that's the sick room.
This
here's
is
the
like-
well side. You're like,
Yeah.
Jeremy and I.
didn't you tell me we're all breathing the germs?
Dude, Jeremy knows exactly what I'm going to say. Jeremy and I were on a ship, and they had a casino, and
Spaceship?
Why didn't you just say cruise ship?
because I figured that might be someone's pick, and I didn't want to
Oh,
talk
okay,
about it. But
okay.
yes, that is why I said that.
Well, I can't pick it.
Anyways, and we're in the casino, and there's a smoking area and a non-smoking area. This is a very small casino, and it's not a joke. It's literally this table smoking, the one next to us, our table's non-smoking. There's nothing in the way.
No barrier.
The dude 1 foot from me is smoking. He's allowed. It's like, what? Do you know how smoke works? Because I am in the smoking section. He's 2 feet from me, and it was
And the way
unbelievable.
their air filtration system worked, it just blew all the smoke to the non-smoking table, and their table was
Well, we
free
got to
of
get it
smoke.
out of here.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Okay, so I am up. I got the hospital. I
You
got
did.
my second pick here, and I'm going to go with one that's a little bit more niche, but it's always like when I walk into one of these, I honestly feel like sometimes I hold my breath, and that is a crammed elevator. When
Ooh,
when you're on an
That's fair.
elevator that is full of people, I just feel like I'm breathing all of what you're breathing out. There's no way we're
There's
making
no way
it to
not to.
the next destination.
Very
Yes, hold your
claustrophobic.
breath. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you-
either
have-
getting
have you
sick
held
or
your
I'm
breath
smelling
before?
farts. Yeah, I have.
Yeah? Like
I
the
ha-
whole time?
I've tried. Just
Like-
depends on
like-
how many floors.
Like driving through a tunnel?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, always do that. Who here holds their breath when you
Everybody
go through a tunnel?
does that, Jason.
Tunnel.
That-
Yeah, okay.
everyone does
Good.
that.
I just didn't know. I didn't know if that was a universal thing.
It has to be.
It has to be because
It's in
everyone
our-
in here did.
It's in our forefathers. They made it a decree.
Mike, you have elementary school. You have
Yes.
another pick.
So, oh man, I'm between two. I am going to go. I'm going to take a concert.
It was high on my list.
Yeah.
And
You're jammed together.
yeah, and especially, I mean, the way that we used to do concerts, like now, if your concert does not have a chair designated for me, don't invite me to your concert. That's rule number one. But back when what we used to do, it was all standing.
Oh, yeah.
It was everyone was. I mean, there was at least 8 other people that their sweat was on you at any given point during
Did
the
you
night.
mosh? Were
I
you in
didn't.
the mosh
I didn't
pits?
go into the actual pits, but I would be down there, like trying not to get thrown into the mosh pit.
Right.
But you're getting crushed on all sides. It is disgusting, and
Concerts are one of the few things that, like, temperature regulation.
it's impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Like, I
They
mean,
try their best.
plus concerts are outside. They're in the humidity. Sometimes they get moved around. You're out there for hours. Like, you're just with people on you.
Well, and sometimes they're in small venues with
Yeah.
a popular, local band or something that's packed, and you
Yep.
are like sardines in a box of disease.
yes.
Good pick.
Yeah, that would have been one of my 2 picks here. So I have the airplane airport combo for my first pick. I mean, hopefully it counts. Is this the same thing as your school pick? I was going to go with the daycare.
That's where I wasn't sure if it needed to be a combo.
You guys can decide. Do I need to get rid of
Because
that
I was gonna go daycare, but then I'm like, I don't know, but I'll allow it. It's fine.
Okay, so I mean, the daycare is where it begins.
Yes.
It's the incubator of all future disease.
Yes.
So I will go with the daycare. The next one,
They don't tend to wash their hands very well.
Babies.
Yeah.
no, and the employees, like a lot of them, they probably don't clean it very well either.
Ooh, putting them on blast.
I mean,
Take that, daycare.
maybe some employees do. So I'll go daycare for the first one. The second one, this is gonna be a weird pick, but I just had the experience of almost that whole, like you said, at a concert. You're basically with people,
Yeah.
and you're almost crushed. To me, that was Disneyland.
Yes.
To me, that was
Yeah.
Disneyland. You're in lines. you're
Amusement park would have been my next
amusement
pick.
park. Yeah, I guess that would be better. But like, you're just constantly jammed against people all day long.
Lines.
Nobody cancels their trips to those things, just like they don't cancel their trips on the airport or
And
on the airline.
And I think one of the places, like, you can't really draft it because it's too universal. But I think lines are where you get sick. Like in the airport, it's not just standing around
Especially
at the airport.
if you lick the people in front of you.
Yeah.
It's when you're,
Don't do it.
when you're in the little runway thing, whatever that's called, where you're standing in that tunnel to board the plane, and you're just.
I want you to come up with the name.
I
We've
feel like
talked
we
about-
can never think of the name for that
It's
thing.
a on-way. It's something way.
It's a jetway.
It's a jetway.
Is it a
That was
jetway?
pretty close.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
All right.
Okay, but yeah, like in there or in security line, it's like you're packed next to people and you're not moving. It's just kind of
Right.
this stale air.
Well, and Papa Josh was bringing up the handrails in the line.
100%.
Woo!
Not just in line, but it's like, okay, if there's any stairs and there's a rail, your first move is you grab the rail for safety, and then you go, oh, no, what have I done? There's 10,000 people.
I really
And they're
don't know how
nasty
germs
germs.
work and how long they last on
They're-
the handrail.
In Disneyland forever.
Yeah, I've gotten sick at Disneyland before, so it had to be the pick. Mike, you were back up. Elementary school and a concert.
Yeah, so I was hoping it would be amusement park because I think that one just it's a double down on this one, but it's a sporting event. So just another disease factory where you're sardined in. I mean,
It's
we
funny
all have
'cause
chairs, but sort of you have a chair.
You can show up to a game and make it in and be fine. But if that game goes down to the wire and everyone leaves at the same moment,
Yep.
I've been in some like, are we ever getting out of here moments waiting for
You're
escalators.
talking like, I mean, what's an average football stadium? Like 50, 60,000
Yeah,
people?
sure.
So, I mean, that's just, it's
There's a lot of open
There's a lot
air.
of striped shirt wearing people in those places.
Referees.
But refs? Yeah.
Yeah, sick referees. All right, so you went with the sporting event.
Yep.
Jason, you have a couple picks.
All right. I when I'm thinking about this, like, this isn't necessarily where you are going to get sick, but this is where I feel like I'm going to get sick.
Okay.
It's a public restroom. Man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
For a non-germaphobe, you do have a few
There's a
carve-outs
there's
in
a
your
couple-
contract.
Yeah, and I'm talking specifically gas stations.
Okay.
Because they're, I'm not talking like you go to a fancy dinner and you go to use their restroom, whatever. It's clean. I'm talking about you all know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's as
that bathroom.
That's as gross as it
I
gets.
have an interesting question. Public bathroom related. Do you use the toilet paper
No.
waxy cover?
no.
That is
disgusting.
Does anyone in here use it?
No one uses
We're
that.
seeing a lot of people shaking their
Because
head.
I mean, I go clean sheet contact.
Yeah,
to
me
the seat.
too.
'Cause
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's not going to get into my body, touching my back of my leg.
the sheet thing
I'm
that
with
goes
you.
on the seat has the flap where the
Oh,
where the business
look, I have had mishaps with the flap.
and the flap
Yeah, I've tried
can
it.
go
Everyone's
down
tried it
and
once.
get wet.
Yeah.
and it's like just don't deal with this. This is not an. This is not. There's a
He
reason
brings
why.
his own though.
There's a reason why when you go to most of these places that have those things, they're empty. They stopped putting those out like decades
This
ago.
hasn't been restocked since
Your
the
butt
80s.
cheeks can't get you sick.
That's a
one
fact.
of the that's
That is
one
a
of the
All right, well,
embroidery pillows I have.
I thought I was alone in that.
No. So nobody in here uses
Wow, we are gross.
it. Yeah, we're all
All right.
all right. So
I got one more pick. Is
yeah,
this my last pick? Okay. I'm gonna go with something I think that is pretty common for the every person out there. I'm gonna go with a small musical theater that constantly has sold out shows in a small lobby that everyone hangs out in afterwards. That's what I'm gonna pick. Let me repeat that, Mike. A small musical theater that constantly has sold out shows in a small lobby that everyone hangs out in afterwards.
Are you
Just hypothetically
are
speaking.
you putting a venue on blast?
Yes. Yes.
A local venue
A local venue.
in the city of Phoenix?
No. It's in
Anthem.
Anthem.
Oh, it's in the city of Anthem.
yes. If you are
It's
looking
one of the musical
okay,
theaters up in
that's-
Anthem.
yeah.
Damn it.
It's
I
one of
heard
them.
I heard Jeremy just chuckling,
Yeah.
so he is aware.
Oh, it's
So you've been in this boat before?
I've been in this boat 100 times. I'll be in this boat 100 more times. My children do musical theater. They love this theater. It's a great
Oh, I
theater.
saw your answer, Jeremy. You just deleted it.
But after the show, there's usually like 50 kids in the show, all their parents, sold out, and then everyone goes out and waits at the lobby, and they all got to get photos.
I've
with the
been in
kids.
that lobby. That is a small lobby.
It is a real problem because I mean, imagine my small crowded elevator. That's what it is.
Yeah, with more
but
just more
it's
people.
About 70 elevators could fit in that place.
So are you trying to get out as fast as you can? Like, are you trying to tell the kids, like, say thanks?
I'm trying to get into the lobby as slow as I can, out of the lobby as fast as I can.
Okay.
Very,
very nuanced answer for number
just,
4.
You know, what everyone can relate to.
Not specific.
Mike, you have another pick.
All right, for my final pick, I'm going to go maybe it's okay, but it seems like it's a problem every time you're in there. I will go with the subway.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Is it okay?
Oh, for sure.
Is there something about it being underground that adds to
Yes.
it? Like, is more sick things underground?
Yes, because you know that the air that's there,
it's like
the
stagnant.
air that's in there, it's not supposed to be there.
No,
Oh, yeah.
it's not
It's-
fresh.
it used to
You're
be
under
dirt.
the ground. Yeah, it's just,
They imported that air from up above.
yes. And then but then they have to
They
push it back
they
down.
left it there.
trapped it down there.
That's right.
Same air from the first dig.
It's like
Once
the
they dug the
fart
tunnels,
Yeah.
air of transportation.
that air has been there, and it just gets recycled through us.
Yes,
We
are the
are
filter.
Wait, are
the
you breathing the
filters.
same air as they breathed
Yes.
Yes.
50 years ago in the subway?
100%.
Yeah, old Ben Franklin. That was his air.
Okay.
So I mean that it's an honor,
Yeah, it's an honor to get Ben Franklin's sickness, but you're gonna get it.
but it is
It's an honor to breathe our forefathers' air down in the subway.
but it is sick.
He was
old
a
air.
pretty big subway guy, huh?
Oh, huge. It was one of his favorite to travel.
Benjamin Franklin invented the subway.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes, that's something.
The
Right.
sandwich chain?
right after the bifocals was the subway.
These are
But
new
yeah, like,
facts.
Like, you're telling me there's not plague in that air?
That's a good segment idea. New facts. Oh, yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
So it's, I mean, especially like, I've been on not a ton of subways, but it's like the New York one in particular. Why is there all that hot air down there?
You
what
want
is
out as
happening?
fast as possible.
And I'm not talking just like you're hanging out. Like there's vents blasting hot air everywhere. What is going on?
That must be how they move the subways. I mean, just lots of hot air.
Thermal power.
I don't know. Fire. All right, I have to close this out. I got a lot of other things on the list, but I think I'm going to go with just the one where, like, we've been in the situation that makes me feel the most uncomfortable, which is we go to these, like, podcast conference events, and we go to – and they always have these after parties or after events, and they're always like, you know what would be awesome is how about everybody from the conference? Let's call it a couple hundred people. We're going to go we got an after party. It's at it's at Pete's local bar. So I'm taking a bar because everybody,
okay,
they want to
just
do
the
the
bar.
after party at the smallest bar in the world. So if you go to a bar, not only can you not hear the people you're talking to, right?
So you got to shout and let
Yeah.
all those germs out.
Yeah, people are shouting. They're raising their voice. You can't see anything either. It's
No.
so dark in there.
Nope.
So you can't see, you can't hear, and you can breathe only the air that is emitted from the other bodies around you.
Well, you're shaking a lot of hands. You're forgetting
That
about
too.
that.
That's true. That's true. So I'm going to close it out with the bar. So
Yeah, I was deciding between the subway or a nightclub.
yeah.
But I think the conference would have just been the better pick. I mean, if you've had an occupation where you go to a conference, how many of them do you come home sick from? At least 1 out of 2.
yeah, that's pretty impossible not to, because you take a plane to the conference,
Yes, and everybody else is taking
and then you
the
take a
planes.
subway to the conference
Yeah,
center.
yeah.
And then
You compact all of our picks into one.
and then everyone shakes hands. The
Yes.
whole
Oh
event.
yeah. Other ones that weren't drafted.
Public pool.
I
Public pools on mine as
I
well.
put Walmart. Just Walmart.
For
Oh, yeah.
sure.
I just
Yeah.
feel like
sure.
it's a little easier to get sick there.
I have a cruise ship, which we talked about. I've
Movie
got-
theater? Do you feel like you get sick at a
Not
a packed
anymore
movie
because they're
theater?
empty.
Oh, okay.
I used
Yeah.
to.
Yesterday we got tickets to a movie theater. There was almost nobody in the theater.
Yeah.
Except for 4 people directly next to us. And here's a real.
No
let me-
one moved.
Well, let me.
Is it a game of chicken?
I need to ask this question. Here's a great question. Little extra content. I need to know what to do next time because we got there first. We have our 2 seats.
Were these assigned seats?
Yes.
Okay.
They're assigned seats because you buy them online. So we sat in our E5, E6.
And when you bought, the map did not show they were sold.
Yeah, we're not
People bought
psychopaths.
Okay.
tickets right
So-
next to someone?
So it's us, E5, E6, no one else in the theater. First 4 people come in. They sit directly next to us. So now there's 6 people sitting directly next to each other. What do I do?
How big is the row?
We looked online, and the row is, let's call it 18 seats.
Okay, so this
Okay.
isn't one of the smaller theaters where it's
No,
like 10.
no. There's plenty of room. After we get in there, we're like, I don't like this.
Is there a
I
one?
want to sit like alone.
Is there a
Yes.
gap? Is there a 1-chair gap at least?
No, there's no chair gap.
Wait. Okay, hold on.
These people bought 4 tickets
Directly
directly next to
adjacent.
them.
Like you're sharing the
Yes.
armrest.
Oh, he took it for most of the movie.
Well, he established dominance.
I
mean,
didn't establish it.
No,
Even though the armrest had my drink in it. My
Wow.
drink's in the armrest. His
Impressive.
elbow's on the armrest.
Pretty sure that makes
Did he
it
take
his
your-
drink.
Did he
Andy.
take your drink?
He could have, by all the rights and rules, he could have said this was my drink now.
By rule of the old world?
But what I was
this is my soda.
what I was dealing with was once a certain amount of time goes by, it becomes very
Yeah.
awkward for me to then swing to the other side of my wife, which was open. We looked up while we're waiting for the movie. We looked up on our phone. Is the seat next to us sold? So I could just go over there, and I didn't.
You got to go to the bathroom and then when you come back, sit in the
That's
other
what she
seat.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I didn't do it. I enjoyed that movie with that guy. We held hands the whole time.
That going to the bathroom, that's a pretty good call.
But the problem about the going to
you-
the bathroom is I had to go by him on the way back and to the way to the bathroom. So I would have had to walk by him past my seat
What?
Well, grab your
To get
drink
your
out.
drink.
and grab my drink out and go to the other
You
side.
could have gone striped sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Just
start hacking.
Just start coughing and hacking.
Make him move.
I thought you mean switch my clothes. So it looks like I'm a different person. I was like, wait, I put on an inverted
But
sweater?
I'm going to take that missing guy's soda.
It's just the first time I've been in this theater all day. Where will
This
I?
looks like a nice seat over here by this young lady.
I think at that point, while you're going to the bathroom, you should buy a soda to prove
I just told
that,
my wife,
that you're a new person. You come in, look, I have a whole new soda here.
If I were
I
here
abandoned
before,
my other drink.
why would I buy a second soda?
I told her that we need to pull the Jason Moore, what he would do.
What's that?
Buy 4 seats.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think these people would respect it.
Maybe not.
If you're gonna pull a move of that shenanigan level, that's ridiculous.
I have to believe that they purchased these
They were-
tickets
they were
immediately.
elderly.
Oh,
Which meant they were talking through the whole movie. They were giving the commentary the whole time.
oh that's fun.
Yeah, I think the coughing would have worked out real well.
It was great because there was about a 2-minute commercial of Megan Thee Stallion doing an Amazon Prime ad, and the whole thing gets
How
over.
confused.
Yeah, the whole thing gets over. The lights, the preview comes down, and all I hear is this old lady go, "Why in the heck was she selling?" It was amazing. All right, other ones I put like a bus, right, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the subway, the mall, maybe.
Yeah, I had the mall food court. I feel like those places.
Why just the food court?
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
there's a
I
lot of
also
people
have
there.
all-you-can-eat buffets.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's like
yeah, that's just
have those
sharing.
died off since COVID?
I think they're coming back. I hope.
It's an
The
American tradition, man.
I also
We're
put
not
the
gonna
county
let that go.
the fair. Like if you go to the
Yeah,
fair. Because that food is not like even outside of the people, the food you're probably 50-50 to get sick from that
Sure.
food.
What did we learn today?
I learned that people need to learn how to use more burners at the same time, man.
We got to buy them first.
Well, you've got more than one.
I do. How do I use 2 burners if I'm making mac and cheese?
Well, that's probably the only thing you use the
Yeah,
stove for,
that
isn't it?
is.
Okay. Mac and cheese, top ramen are 1 burner meals.
Yeah.
What did we learn today, America? We learned let the car go.
Yes.
I didn't
right.
learn this because I already knew it, but you now know. Let the car go.
Yeah, and if the car lets you go,
Move it.
light
Hustle
jog.
it up.
Move it.
And pay
Definitely don't
attention
go
to the
extra
weather.
slow. Yeah. And, 4 tickets in the movie theater, I guess. That's what I learned. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Spitballers podcast. Tell your friends about the show, and we'll be back with you next week.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.